Hi, Pete Moore, Mart TV. You may be surprised to know I have got a classic double barrel side-by-side shotgun here. Old pump action Pete doesn't know much about shotguns, but he's going to give it a go. This is Franchi's latest gun, the Esprit. And though I'm not a fan of side-by-sides or over and unders, I've got to say this is a pretty little shotgun. It really is. And very handy. I mean, I use the term shootability on rifles, and this has the same feel. It's just there. It's light, it's handy, it's easy, it points well. And if you're into side-by-side, as many people are who shoot game, this could be a very interesting gun. The recipe is quite standard. It's a monoblock 28-inch barrels. This gun is in 20 bore. There's other calibers we shall see. It's a multi-choke, which is nice on what is a classic gun because you can tailor the barrels to shoot. Bores are chrome lined. What is nice, there's a matte rib here, which when you're sort of shooting it, the matte rib contrasts very nicely with this lovely blue metalwork, and so you can really see what you're doing. And at the end is just a basic silver bead, nothing clever, no red dots, nothing halfway down the barrel. If you're looking for this sort of gun, then this is the sort of gun you'll be looking at. Good thing is as well, obviously it's steel proofed, which is nice. So it's a box lock, it's a round bodied action, and the action is colour case hardened, which is very pretty. The wood is grade 2.5, they say. Nice bit of walnut, nicely figured and smooth. Good checkering, nice and long here, and really it's a basic gun. Just flip that, out she comes. So this is an ejector, which again I like. I don't like having a brake gun where I've got to start dragging cartridges out. So basically, as you'll see when we shoot it, you pop it, zoom, they're gone, and you reload in. So let's look a little bit closer at this baby. Okay, one nice thing about this, it's built on an action commensurate with the caliber. Often you'll buy a 20 bore or something similar, and it's built on a 12 gauge action with just a set of caliber barrels on it, which is annoying because the whole point of having a smaller, lighter cartridge is you have a smaller, lighter gun. So why buy a tank when you can buy a sports car? That's what I say, and Franchi have done a good job here. First of all, you come in, it has a manual safety catch, which is great. A lot of guns have an automatic safety catch, so when you open the action, the safety resets itself, which is bloody annoying if you forget it. But this way it doesn't matter, you put it on yourself. Barrel selector is quite simple. There's a catch here. You can see there's a little dot in there that indicates one barrel, and then the one with two indicates the second barrel to shoot. Again, some people prefer one barrel or the other, so it's a nice feature to have. Operation is by the standard top lever. Just flick it across, and again, this is very smooth to open and close, unlike some guns I've looked at. One thing that is very subtle, and you might be able to pick it up, but this is a right-hand gun, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but the butt is actually cast off to the right. So when you pick the gun up, you're pointing it very naturally in a straight line. You're not trying to fight the gun. And also, again, maybe not obvious, but the trigger guard is also ever so slightly offset, so you're not getting the problems with struggling with it. It's subtleties, but I've got to say, Franchi have sorted this one out very easily. You get the choice of a double trigger as well if you want it, which is just the way you are. I prefer a single selective trigger, but that's just me. 3-inch chamber on the 20 bore gun. In fact, the caliber choice is 410, 28, 20 and 12. The 28 is the only gun that doesn't have a 3-inch chamber. It has a 2.75 inch chamber. Never fired a 28, but I'd sooner get a 20, I think. So the butt in this case is a straight hand, what they call English, nice long wrist here, and comes up very nicely and easily, I've got to say. There's a left hand option available, and I would assume, given how Franchi have changed the butt geometry for a right hander, that the left hand gun will A, have a lever that opens the other way, and B, the cast will be left hand biased along the trigger guard. So it's little subtle things like that will appeal to a shotgunner who knows what he's looking for. So it's a hand little gun. It weighs 5 pounds 2 ounces. It's a bloody featherweight. It's lovely. I really like it. You can swing with it nicely. Length is 45 inches with the 28-inch tubes. and length of pull is 14.5, which is okay for me, but a colleague of mine who has gorilla arms, he always puts a butt pad on his guns. And again, very traditional English, even though it's an Italian gun, you have the red rubber recoil pad. It's very, very nice indeed. Overall, a handy piece. Okay, let's just make some noise. Right, being a traditional guy, I'm using Ely Grand Prix fibre. It's a 2 3/4 inch shell, number 5 and 25 grams. It's a proven old school 20 bore round that everybody likes. So loading is just idiotically simple, of course. 1, 2. I'm not going to get all silly and put spare rounds in my hand because I can never do it properly. And all you do, snap the gun, select your barrel, whichever one to go first. Then obviously you're sitting there waiting for the birds to come up. Safety's on, so you push up and then just fire. Pull, bring her down, out they come. Do that again because I know you guys like that. So drop it in. Safety's off, and again. And that's the real beauty of a 20. It's just so light and easy to shoot. A double gun is like completely manual, so all the recoil's coming back, and there's bugger all recoil on 20, you can shoot it all day. Right, here we are at the target, shot at 30 metres. As you can see, it's shot quite high, which is really on a double type gun about gun fit. Obviously it would need adjusting for me, probably just like a comb razor, so it makes me force the gun down a little bit. But if you look at the pattern density, and if you transfer this majority of shot in the kill, what I call the kill zone, then you've got a lot of pellets in there. But as it is, if you look at the bird here, just taking the centre, whacking the wings, you've got head, neck, still got body shot, so that'll be one dead cock pheasant. And so it's merely a matter of guns like this, they often need fitting up properly if you want to get the best out of them. So it's 20 bore, number 5 shot, good size shot. Potentially the way it throws its patterns, we use the both barrels, 1.5 choke, 1.25 choke in it. So it gives you also an idea of where it is. So somebody did gun fit will go, oh yeah, Mr. Moore, what you need is this, this, this and this, and then I'd be bingo on for 30 yards. Okay, that was fun. Not often I fire side by side, and I really enjoyed it. I'd love to take this baby hunting, maybe someday. Okay, what do I think? Overall, a very well presented gun. Wood's nice. What I don't like, and it's just, this is a niggle, they put Franchi on the fore end. I mean, you've bought the bloody thing, you know it's a Franchi. So it's something that perhaps is nitpicking, but I just don't think I really require that. So timber's good, works well. So pattern's nice, bit high as I said about gun fit. Bluing is excellent, everything's nice, wood to metal, lovely bit of colour case hardening on the action, which is good. It's well balanced, sweet handling, comes with a 7-year guarantee. Trigger is a little bit odd. We put it over the gauge 8 times and it broke at £2, which seems quite light, but you probably can't hear it or see it, but what you do, as you pull the trigger, there's a bit of movement, which is about probably a millimetre or so. Then there's probably about just under 1/4 inch of actual movement before it trips. Now, as a rifleman, I'm used to crisp triggers. Quite a light trigger for a shotgun. I mean, talk to people, they say, well, £4 is good, £3 is good. It might be an indicator of, okay, you pulled it, here it comes, bang, so you're ready for it. I don't know, but that's just the way it is. I mean, I could live with it, and I'm sure this is a brand new gun out of the box, so I'm quite sure that it could wear itself in. Price wise, they are sub 3,000, which is quite pleasing. I've looked at some gun shops and average prices between 2,650 and say 2,850, very average. And for what is, I would call in my ignorance, a classic English sporting shotgun, which will appeal to many people. So overall, very clever. I like the fact they're cast off for right-handers, and I imagine they'll cast off for left-handers. No surprises, it's just a very pretty, and in my opinion, very nice double barrel side-by-side shotgun. So, it's Pete Moore saying bye-bye, good fun, and if you enjoyed this, comment, tell your friends, support the website.